Welcome, it's Denome, and I have exciting news for you guys because the price of Bitcoin is pumping to the upside exactly like we hoped it would. So I have been sharing in this channel here that the bottom is basically in, bottom is close here. I showed you the box here and I said it's very likely that Bitcoin bottom will be 53k. Then I shared that exact bottom on X. I showed it on my Discord channel as well, and then I posted about the bottom here. Then we saw this inverse head and shoulders pattern here. I said that this is an excellent time to buy. 64k is the price target. And then when we had the local bottom at 59k, I said this is going to be the dip. So we have been tracing this price move here. We saw the dip here. We called the bottom here. We saw the inverse head and shoulders pattern here. And now we're basically almost at the price target. But before I share with you any news for this week, or the fundamentals or any of that, let me just share with you the most important information from my perspective is that I have now sold a lot of my longs. I actually closed my longs, but I have already sold some of my long-term positions as well. I'm not completely bearish, so don't take it as that. What I'm just saying that is that this was probably a local high for now. So I'm expecting a pullback, and from there I will have to see where the price goes. But for now, I currently don't have more plans. My target was almost hit, so that was good enough for me. That's why I closed my longs there. But we have some good news here on the charts. First thing is we have this new trend line here at the bottom. And when we take a look at this, this is basically our support trend line here that we are basically expecting the next move to the upside to basically start. But for now, the price is way above it. So we can basically just copy paste this line here and paste it here on top of this line. And it kind of coincides with this price action here. So we're basically in this channel here. Now the price may still continue to go to that 64k that I talked about right about here, and it would hit this top of the line perfectly. That's when I basically will be shorting Bitcoin here to the downside. When everybody else is flipping bullish, I will be flipping bearish for the short period of time back to this channel here. However, if the price of Bitcoin goes anywhere near or below this orange line here, that's when I will be shorting Bitcoin more. So why I'm saying this is because of the news that we got. So we got the news that the Federal Reserve just cut interest rates by 50 basis points or 0.5%. And the funny thing here is that it was exactly the same day, September 18th, 2007, when they also cut 50 basis points. And everybody knows what happened afterwards. The October 2007 is notorious for the great recession, I think, or the great financial crisis of 2008. Anyway, that basically started from these rate cuts here. So this is why I'm getting a little bit fidgety here on a potential market crash as well. And if too many people are getting too bullish, that will be the perfect time to get bearish. In the short term, I have taken profits already because I'm starting to see the sell pressure basically mounting up. But it's not all gloom and doom. Let me show you a bullish narrative here, which is this breakout line here. So you can see 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and then a breakout to the upside. So this is absolutely beautiful. You can expect at least a pullback to like 61k, maybe long from there. Just have your stop loss basically either below the orange line here or below this, what is this? $58,800. So right about here, you would have your stop loss if you're longing Bitcoin. That's a good idea in my opinion as well. But just to talk about the rate cuts, what they actually mean for the markets, you have to understand the history of rate cuts. And before we go there, you have to understand what a rate cut is. So a rate cut, it simply makes borrowing cheaper. And when borrowing is cheaper, it usually means there's more economic activity. And then the GDP grows, and the hope is that it is basically a form of quantitative easing, but it is not quantitative easing, and that's where people get mixed up. So let me actually take the personal savings rate out for now to make this chart a little bit more readable. So what you're looking at is the Nasdaq 100 index, and you're looking at the federal funds effective rate. And this is what they cut by 50 basis points. This blue line here, unfortunately, is not yet shown on the chart as of now. So this will have a blue to the downside whenever they update this chart here. But when we take a look at the previous times when we had rate cuts, you can see we had a rate cut in 2019, and the rate cuts continued to 2020. So this is the last time we had a rate cut in April 2020. But this is the time when we had the major COVID market crash. This is when Bitcoin price fell by 70% in just a matter of few months. 70% is a massive move for Bitcoin, but that's what happened here. And when we take a look at the previous times, you can see 2007, this was August was the first rate cut. Then we had another in September. And as the rate cuts continued, you can see the price completely crashed here in Nasdaq. Then also in the year 2000, we saw the market basically top here. Then the rate cuts started after the market started to crash already. And then we had the major dot-com bubble burst. So that's the most recent history of these rate cuts. The rate cuts don't always immediately mean there's going to be a crash. For example, here in 1995, we had rate cuts basically going all the way down here to 1999. And the market just kept going to the upside and upside and upside and upside and higher and higher and higher. Obviously, we had the dot-com bubble and all these things coinciding here. So the federal funds rate in its own doesn't mean a market crash is in the near term. It is just a signal, and usually the Federal Reserve makes a rate cut because they are responding to something. And in this case, we are seeing a slowdown in stock market growth. And that is usually the time when the rate cuts start. And the rate cuts usually don't stop the market crash if it has already begun. So for these reasons, this time is quite scary, and the market crash is basically looming behind the door. One more chart that I want to add here is the personal savings rate. I could show many others, but the reason why I show you this is that it coincides nicely with the rate cuts. So usually what we see here is that the personal savings rate is falling down as the stock market continues to go to the upside. Then the red line, the personal savings rate, basically flattens out or bottoms out at the top of the market. That's when the retail investors have no money to invest anymore. Everybody who had any money has already bought into the market. There's no more buyers left, so the market has to crash. And that's when the rate cuts basically start as well. So here in 2005, we saw the personal savings rate went to the downside, and then they continued to basically be here at the bottoms. And when the rate cut started, that's when the market crash also started, because there were no more buyers in the market. Now, when we take a look at the market today, well, we saw the massive spike in personal savings rate because of COVID, and that's what fueled all of this price increase in stocks. But now take a look at the personal savings rate. You see it's at almost at the lowest lows. It's not exactly at the lowest lows. It was worse in 2005, 2007, but it is basically just going sideways at the bottom since 2022. Yet the stock market has continued to make higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. So this is basically giving us a signal that the buyers are running out of the market. Who is going to buy more if everybody who had any money have already bought into the market? So the obvious direction of the stock market, in my opinion, is to the downside, based on this. And now that we had the rate cut as well, I don't think that's going to help. So for the prices to continue to go to the upside in the stock market, what would need to happen is we need more liquidity, massively more liquidity, quantitative easing, stimulus, all these things for the prices to continue to go to the upside. And I'm pretty sure if Donald Trump would get elected, he would do all of those stimulus things and cause a major bubble in his time. But the only question is, will he be fast enough to do it when he gets elected or not? And if Kamala Harris becomes the president, I think the market crash is going to be even bigger. So that is the fear that I have, is that the signals are giving me the market crash in the short term. That's why I'm basically playing both sides. I'm expecting a beautiful October. I'm expecting a beautiful November and maybe a good December as well. But I also want to have that war chest ready when we do see that major market crash, because it is those market crashes where millionaires are made. Because when you can buy assets, quality assets at like massive dirt cheap prices, and you still have capital left to deploy, that's how you become a millionaire. So that's what I'm hoping for in the next year, but I don't know if that will happen or not, but that's what I'm hoping for. But as long as we are inside this channel here, I am still bullish for now. But as you can see from my rhetoric, which I've been sharing in this channel, I am getting increasingly more and more bearish as time basically passes as well, unless we see a major shift in the stimulus, obviously. But when we take a look at fundamentals, we take a look at Bitcoin ETF holdings, you can see a basically no action here, up and down, up and down, up and down, basically just sideways for the last 3 months so far. When we take a look at the sentiment tool, sentiment is the tool which I use to look under the hood of Bitcoin. In the short term, old money is still not selling. So when we take a look at wallets which have held Bitcoin for more than 1 year or even more than 3 years, we are not seeing major spikes here, which means that at least as for now, old money still wants to hold on to their Bitcoin. So they are still not ready to sell. So this is still giving me the confidence that the market may still continue to trend to the upside before any like major crash in the market, which I think will happen basically in the next 3 to 9 months. But one more good thing is that we see Bitcoin miners, they are still accumulating, so they are not in a panic sell mode. So this is a good thing that we are seeing here. Another good thing is when we take a look at the red line here, these are your mega whales, 10,000 to 100,000 Bitcoin wallets. They have now increased in the amount of Bitcoin that they hold. So mega whales are basically buying even though the price is going to the upside. So this is still good. One bad thing that I saw here is that we are seeing more deposits basically flowing into exchanges. So some people, even though they are not these mega whales, some people want to basically sell their Bitcoin because they are depositing their Bitcoin into exchanges. So that is quite bad. Also, when we take a look at the short-term action, when we take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, this is showing us the liquidation prices of longs and shorts. The brighter the color, the more liquidations there are in those zones. So in the recent times, as I've been tracking this price, it's been extremely easy. Whenever you see yellow, the price will go there. Okay, we saw yellow here, okay, price will go there. We saw yellow, okay, price will go here. Now, unfortunately, currently, as of now, we do not have yellow on the chart, not on the upside or on the downside. So this means that it's likely that price may actually hover here for a while. It might actually trend to the upside even for a short while. But at least for now, the appetite for shorts has basically gone down. So this is maybe you can say that it's still bullish because the appetite for shorts is slowing down. But that just means that there's not much liquidity liquidations to be had here in the near vicinity of Bitcoin. So that's when we take a look at the order books, these are your limit orders, and this is the delta, which means the difference between buy orders, the amount of buy orders and the amount of sell orders. Usually when you see a lot of green, that means that buyers are happy to buy at that price point. When you see a negative, a huge negative spike, that usually means that people are very happy to sell their Bitcoin at these price points. It doesn't always necessarily mean that that's the absolute top, but as you can see here, at least for now, it seems like a lot of people want to sell their Bitcoin. One good thing I guess I could say here though is that this has these large red lines, they have shortened by a huge margin here already, which may mean that a lot of the sell pressure has already been basically absorbed by the market, and there may be that continuation of price move. So all in all, when I take a look at the price action, what I am kind of expecting in the short term is, well, we do have that flag right about now here in the price. So the price could go either way before you even see this video from here. So well, if it goes down, you can already bet that I've been buying this dip here from this buy zone here. If, however, price just goes sideways and goes all the way here, that's what I want to see as well. Or even if price just falls below here back to this price point, that's where I will be buying more Bitcoin. I would not buy Bitcoin here for this short-term price move to 64K. If it does go here, that's where I will be shorting Bitcoin. So those are basically my trade setups that I'm currently looking at on a Bitcoin in the short term. Maybe we do see that price just continues to go to the upside and upside and upside, and when it comes October, we just push to basically look at the breakthrough this top of this trend line here, and we're starting to basically aim at new all-time highs. That would be absolutely amazing. Will I regret that I have sold a large portion of my my Bitcoin here at these price levels? Maybe, yeah, but then I can buy back into the market as well. So it's all good, doesn't matter in my opinion. So those are basically my ideas for the market as of now. It's not as clear as easy one directional bet anymore, because the price already went up roughly 17% from the bottoms that we were able to find, but it's still okay, and we can still find opportunities here. So all in all, if you like this video or this content and you want to trade, you can support me by registering to bybit.com. So there's a link in the description that will allow you to have bonuses depending on the amount of money that you deposit on Bybit. There are constant competitions where you can earn money, and if you use my link, you will get 10% discount for the first 30 days. Another good thing with Bybit is that you can start your demo trading account here for free. You don't even need to deposit any capital there, and you can basically start to learn trading with a demo account first, which I highly recommend. I also do not recommend for you to use high leverage when you first trade. It's better to trade with spot first, and then maybe once you get the confidence and you start to have successes, maybe start using 1 or 2x leverage. 2 or 3x leverage. 3x leverage is the most that I currently use. I'm not using any higher leverage than that, at least as of yet. But that's my pitch for Bybit for now. If you like this video, make sure to at least like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like updates like this. I will see you on the next video. Thanks and bye bye.